It's a clash of European neighbours. In one corner, Austrian Airlines, famous for its legendary hospitality and Vienna-style charm. In the other, ITA Airways, the stylish successor carrying the legacy of Italy into a bold new era. Welcome back to the Flyman Yann Aviation World Cup. We're nearing the end of round one. 16 airlines started this journey, but today, another one is getting grounded. To secure a spot in the quarterfinals, our contenders must fight for the most wins across 5 categories. Will Austrian's world-class catering hold the line? Or will ITA's Italian flair steal the crown? It's Austrian versus ITA. The bracket is set, the flights are booked. Let's see who survives this battle for the heart of Europe.
Good morning. It's an early start this morning from Paris. The sun's just rising. It was a bit too dark outside to get a nice intro, a landmark, so you have to do with me yawning in a car. Today, it's the penultimate match of round one. It's a battle of taste against style. That means Austrian against ITA. So let's get to Charles de Gaulle Airport and get things started. I've just made it to Charles de Gaulle Airport. I'm standing outside Terminal 1 here. I've never actually flown from here. I've only ever flown from Terminal 2 or one of the Terminal 2s. If you know anything about CDG, it's a massive mess the way they lay out all the terminals. So let me go inside here and see if I can figure it out. I've flown Austrian twice before and both were on short-haul economy hops like the one I'm about to do today. To be honest though, they were both really early morning flights, so I just slept the whole way. Now, I've heard Austrian is renowned for its food service, so I'm assuming this is probably for business class, but I don't know, let's see. Maybe I can get some good food today in economy. Let's go check in. I don't know if you remember from earlier in the series, I was complaining about Lufthansa and Swiss forcing you to create an account to check in using their app or do anything using their app. Well, surprise, surprise. Austrian is owned by Lufthansa Group, and it's the exact same app. You can't do anything without creating an account. So big thumbs down for that hostile pattern. On the plus side though, check-in took like 30 seconds, so let's get through security.
Having never been to Terminal 1, my first impressions are that it's really strange. The exterior is as brutalist as it gets, and the check-in area was modern and chic with marble finishes. Then, there's this travelator maze like the Hogwarts stairs, and even weirder is that the travelator belt is bouncy, not solid metal like you'd expect.
Well, I've just made it past security, and this has got to be up there with one of the worst airside areas I've ever been to. I'd read online that Terminal 1 had undergone like a massive refurbishment, and it was really nice airside. There was luxury shops, premium, fit and finish, and well, wherever that is, it's not here. There's just a few gates here. I think it's all the Lufthansa Group flights. We're all crammed into one space. It's absolutely packed here. There's just one like cafe selling sandwiches and coffees. There's a lounge, but it's a Lufthansa lounge, so I don't have access. There's no other contract lounge. So I've turned up really early for no reason. And that also means I won't be getting any champagne today, so add an X to the scoreboard. So I've actually managed to find like one little corner here, which seems alright. There's a couple seats. So I guess I'll just sit here for an hour or so until the flight's ready to board. Alright, wish me luck. And while I'm stuck waiting here, let me tell you a bit more about Austrian Airlines.
Founded in 1957, Austrian Airlines is the flag carrier of Austria and a key pillar of the Lufthansa Group. From its hub at Vienna International, the airline flies to over 130 destinations globally, including long-haul routes to Asia and North America. Operating a fleet of 67 aircraft, their short-haul network relies primarily on the A320 family, while their long-haul fleet is made up of an interesting mix of 767s, 777s, and their new flagship 787 Dreamliners.
When I'm on the go, catching loads of flights and staying in different hotels, staying on top of my sleep is critical for me to stay productive and healthy. Recently, I've been traveling with the Somnipod 3, and the main feature that drew me to them was the ability to sleep on my side with them still in my ear. If you've ever tried to sleep with headphones in, you know how uncomfortable it can be when you just want to lie down on your side and the earplugs press into your ear, making it impossible to keep them in.
The Somnipod 3 was specially designed for side sleeping, so when I'm trying to sleep in a noisy airplane cabin, not only can I rest properly on the headrest or lie down on my side if I'm lucky enough to be in business class, but the noise cancellation helps to tune out my surroundings too. And after a long day of flying, being able to pop these in, play some relaxing nature sounds from their app, and actually sleep properly in a new hotel helps me to stay refreshed and ready to keep traveling. And even better, when you wear them in bed, they track your sleep data, and then the AI coach in the app gives you personalized health and sleep recommendations. Maybe your travel schedule isn't as hectic as mine, but if you do any sort of traveling, the Somnipods 3 will make such a positive difference to your travel experience, especially when it comes to side sleeping. This has been my favorite feature of these earbuds. So, whether you're in a hostel trying to block out that one guy snoring, or in a busy city or airport hotel with the windows open like me, or just on a flight trying to block out the engine noise or other passengers making a racket, click the link in my description below to get $10 off and learn more about the Somnipods 3.
The plane's finally here. Let's get on board.
Here's the 22-year-old A320 will be flying to Vienna today.
Just got on board. I'm at the back in seat 29A. It's a pretty dated aircraft, but let's have a look around.
This seat looks cheap. Let's just get that out of the way. It's a slimline seat, and that red antimacassar is doing a lot of work to help the cabin not look completely dull. There's no adjustable headrest, the legroom is okay, a touch on the lower side with 29 inches of seat pitch, and the recline barely went back at all. It's not a very impressive seat to be honest, so let's hope they can save themselves in the other categories. Looks like everyone's on board, so let's head to the runway. Started the trolley service 15 minutes after takeoff, so let's see what this Austrian hospitality is all about.
Okay, you know I was looking forward to the meal service. I've heard good things about Austrian's catering, and I saw on the menu they have proper chicken schnitzel. It said it was only available on flights over 80 minutes. Good news, this flight's over 2 hours, but when I went to order it, they said they didn't have it on this flight. So, a bit of a letdown. I was looking forward to getting that. I was going to get some champagne as well, but it's not worth getting bubbles when there's nothing to celebrate. So, instead, I got the sandwich that is on the cover of the menu. I guess it's their signature sandwich. It actually tasted pretty good for a plain sandwich. Like, I'm impressed, but I was kind of looking forward to that schnitzel. So, anyway, I had a Coke Zero to go with it. Everything tasted good, and yeah, but I still want my schnitzel.
Let's check out the toilets.
Alright, time for the toilet inspection. But first, actually, I have never been on a flight where so many people were queuing for the toilet. The second the seatbelt sign was turned off, about 15 people jumped up and there's been a queue down the aisle the whole flight. I've just waited 10 minutes to get in and I don't know, I guess people got weak bladders in Austria. But anyway, let's look at the toilet. Pretty standard. There's a nice wood grain floor, small sink, lots of mirrors, and it's pretty small like you'd expect on an A320, so that's the toilet. And now looking at the amenities, there's no screen as we've come to expect on European flights. There's no charging on this flight though, not even a USB-A port anywhere, and there is in-flight Wi-Fi. It's €8 if you want the fast package, and there is free messaging, although you have to sign up for a Miles & More account, so it is what it is. But when you do connect to the Wi-Fi, even without signing up, you get access to the flight route map, which is always cool to see, and there's access to some digital magazines, newspapers, so you got something to read if you're bored. But otherwise, for amenities, that's everything.
As we started our descent into Vienna, the crew passed through the cabin to hand out a piece of chocolate with Mozart on it.
Made it to Vienna. I am exhausted after that early morning start today. But anyway, what about the flight? Thought it was good. I was a bit let down by the fact I didn't have my schnitzel. When I saw the cabin crew come out, they put the nice little aprons on. I was expecting some culinary delights after everything I'd heard, and they weren't even serving the schnitzel. So the sandwich was actually still pretty good, and for a plain sandwich, it was on the higher end of things. But anyway, the question is now, can ITA do any better? Not just in the food category, but across the board. Let's find out. Good morning from Amsterdam. Today, I'm going to fly one of Europe's newest airlines. Founded only a few years ago, that's Italy's ITA Airways. I'll tell you more about them later, but right now, I'm going to jump on the Sprinter train to the airport. I'm here outside Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. It's one of Europe's busiest airports, at number 4, I think. I've been here many times before, so let's not waste any more time and head inside. This will be my first time ever flying with ITA Airways, and I never flew with Alitalia back when they existed, so it's going to be my first time experiencing an Italian flag carrier. Now, I managed to check in online last night, but it wouldn't issue my boarding pass in the app, so let's go to the check-in counters. Doesn't look like the queue's too long. We'll get that printed. Okay, so I've just managed to check in. The queue wasn't that bad, but for some reason, ITA Airways and only 2 other airlines are stuck all the way back here in this check-in 1A area. It's so far away from the main desks. But anyway, I'm gonna make the trek towards security. But actually, before I get through, last time I came here, I saw there was a big panoramic outdoor terrace, but it was before security, so I missed it. So I'm gonna see if I can try find that, and then we'll head through. You know I love my outdoor terraces at airports, and look how massive this one is. There's so much space, there's great views over the airfield, you can see so many different aircraft, and look, there's even an aircraft up here. Let me know in the comments if you know what the model of this plane is. But anyway, I'm gonna clear security now. The lounge I want to go to is actually right here. I don't know why they don't open this space up to the lounges. I think it would be so much better, but anyway, from what I remember, the lounge wasn't that great and busy, so I'm just gonna go sit down. I know I'm already failing the champagne side quest. I know there's nothing in there, so let's just go relax until it's time for boarding.
The Aspire Lounge in the Schengen side of the airport is always pretty crowded in my experience. There's a breakfast buffet on right now with hot options, fruit, bread, and pastries. The all-important bar, but no sparkling wine here unfortunately, so that's another X for the scoreboard. Now, let's head to the gate.
Okay, I'm at the gate and I'm just waiting for the flight to board. You already know that ITA is a relatively young airline, but let me tell you a bit more about how it came to be.
Founded in 2021 to replace the defunct Alitalia, ITA Airways is Italy's fresh flag carrier, which recently joined Star Alliance in 2026. Operating mainly from Rome Fiumicino, they connect passengers to over 70 destinations using their fleet of 109 all-Airbus aircraft. The sleek A220s and A320neos service the short-haul network, while the long-haul routes are served by A330neos and the flagship A350-900s.
Okay, I think boarding's about to start. Let's see what the Italians can offer.
Here's the 2-year-old A320neo we'll be flying on today. And for the ground category winner, both airlines had efficient check-ins with barely any queues, but the boarding groups on Austrian were well enforced, whereas ITA was a bit of a scramble, so Austrian gets to take this one home.
I just made it on board. I'm at the back in seat 29F. Crew are really friendly when boarding, big smiles, and this plane is definitely a lot newer than the Austrian one we were on last time, so let's have a look around.
The seats look a lot better here with the cream color leather, but they were still slimline seats, so not very comfortable despite the upholstery being miles ahead. There's an adjustable headrest, although it only moves up and down. The legroom was very minimal at only 28 inches. This is the very bottom end. I mean, this is low-cost carrier territory. And I can't tell you about the recline because it was completely broken or stuck at my seat. The only other thing I'll add is that going for beige-colored carpets was definitely a choice. They're already pretty visibly dirty, and it's only going to get worse as time goes on. So for the seat category winner, this might be controversial, but despite how much nicer the ITA Airways seat looked, it wasn't any more comfortable, and with the much more restricted legroom, I'm giving this one to Austrian. With boarding complete, let's get in the air. Service was pretty slow to start today, with the trolley making appearance 40 minutes after takeoff.
I've just finished up my meal, or if you can call it a meal, on ITA Airways. In economy, you get a complimentary snack, a choice of either a biscuit or a pack of crisps, and a soft drink. So the good news is it's complimentary. The bad news is it's not really that much, and there's no buy on board menu available, so this is all you're getting. And the thing that's leaving a bit of a sour taste in my mouth is that this was by far the most expensive flight of all the round one matches in this series so far, even more so than my 4-hour Iceland Air flight, which I'll be taking in next week's episodes, so subscribe to see that. I've been trying to keep all the flights around €100, $100 or less. This 2-hour ITA Airways flight was over $200. A bit expensive, I thought, and I don't feel like I'm getting that much for it. And that was the case for all ITA Airways routes. I noticed they were like substantially more expensive than all the other carriers I've flown, which is interesting. I don't really know why. This was actually the cheapest route I could find from Amsterdam. So anyway, so I think for the hospitality category win, I think that means it's going to have to go to
Austrian Airlines. Let's check out the toilets at the back.
Okay, back in the toilets for another toilet inspection time. And one thing I notice immediately when I step in here is this toilet feels a bit more spacious than usual. I don't know really what's causing it. Maybe I think it's a bit wider. If we look down, just the regular toilet though. Sink, a bit of ITA Airways branded soap. Everything you'd expect from a toilet. Feels a bit nicer for some reason, I don't know why. I think there's just a bit more space. I can move my arms a bit. Oh, and I've just noticed you also get these toilet seat covers here, which is great if you don't want to sit directly on the toilet, so nice to see that. I don't think I've seen that on any of the flights so far.
So with all that said, the toilet category win goes to ITA Airways today.
Okay, so I'm back at the seat, and what are the amenities looking like on ITA Airways? Well, I can see just below my seat here, there's a USB-A charging socket and a 60-watt USB-C charging, so that's very nice to see. There's also Wi-Fi on board, but I've been trying to connect to it for 30 minutes now, and it connects, but no captive portal pops up. I can't seem to do anything, so it doesn't seem to be working on this flight, which is a shame. Now, with regards to the amenities category win, both airlines had Wi-Fi. I'm gonna just assume that ITA Airways Wi-Fi usually works, but ITA Airways does have the charging sockets, which Austrian didn't, so for that reason, the category win goes to
ITA Airways. The 60-watt USB-C ports helped the Italians get the win for this one.
I've made it to Rome, but I'm actually not staying here. I've got a connection in like under an hour. I think my flight's boarding, so I need to hurry up and wrap this up. What did I think? Austrian against ITA. Who comes out ahead? In my mind,
I know exactly who's going to win. It's a clear winner to me, and it's going to be
Austrian Airlines. With 3 category wins against ITA's 2, they go on to the next round to battle it out in short-haul business class against next week's winner. Don't miss it. Hit subscribe.
So, what do you think of the final verdict? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Have you flown with ITA or Austrian before, and what were your experiences like? Don't forget to subscribe. Next week is the last episode of round 1 before we move on to the quarterfinals. Like, comment, and now I need to run for this flight. Till next time.